Welcome back to Sunless Truth, where we uncover the psychology of power that most people are never taught. Let us get into it.
There is always one person in the room who never loses control. Someone raises their voice. They stay quiet. Someone provokes them. They do not flinch. Chaos breaks out around them. They remain still. And somehow, without doing anything loud or dramatic, they become the most powerful person in the space. Everyone watches them. Everyone waits to see how they will respond. Because the person who stays calm when everything around them is breaking down is not just composed. They are dangerous. Not dangerous in the way people fear. Dangerous in the way people respect. Niccolo Machiavelli studied these people his entire life. He watched them hold power while others around them crumbled, and he found out exactly how they do it. Today, we are going to break it down completely. In 1513, Machiavelli wrote The Prince. He watched rulers lose everything, not because they lacked intelligence or resources, but because they could not control what happened inside them when pressure hit. They reacted. They let their emotions become visible, and the moment they did, the people around them knew exactly how to push them. Machiavelli wrote that the ruler who cannot master himself cannot master anything else. Calm is not a personality trait you are born with. It is a discipline you build, and it is one of the most powerful things a human being can develop. Because in a world where everyone reacts, the person who does not becomes untouchable. Today we are covering 5 things Machiavelli identified that separate the calmest, most powerful people from everyone else. By the end of this video, you will understand exactly what they are doing differently, and you will be able to start doing it too. Most people live in a constant state of low-level panic. Every unanswered message feels like rejection. Every conflict feels like a threat. Every silence feels like something is wrong. And because everything feels urgent, they react to everything immediately, loudly, emotionally, without thinking. Machiavelli observed that the weakest leaders were the ones who treated every problem as a crisis. Because when everything is an emergency, nothing is managed well. And the people around them learned quickly that all they had to do was create a small amount of chaos to get a big reaction. The calmest people operate differently. They have an internal system for deciding what actually deserves a response and what simply deserves to be observed. Not every comment needs a reply. Not every accusation needs a defense. Not every problem needs to be solved today. This is not indifference. It is triage. When you stop treating every uncomfortable situation as something that needs to be fixed immediately, you stop handing people the ability to control your energy with small provocations. The key sign to watch for: you feel a physical urgency to respond, defend, or fix things the moment tension appears. That urgency is what calm people have learned to pause before acting on. This sounds simple. It is not. When someone says something you disagree with, something that feels unfair, something designed to get under your skin, every instinct you have pushes you to interrupt, to correct, to defend yourself before they finish the sentence. But the calmest people in the room let them finish, every time. Not because they are passive, because they understand something most people never learn. The person who waits always has more information than the person who jumps in. Machiavelli wrote that the prince who listens fully before responding never gives away more than he intends. But the one who interrupts reveals exactly what threatened him. When you let someone finish talking. 2 things happen. First, you hear everything they actually mean, not just the first part that triggered you. Second, your silence during their speaking creates a pressure they feel. They often talk themselves into a weaker position. They over-explain. They contradict themselves. They revealed more than they planned to, and you have said nothing yet. The key sign to watch for: you regularly finish other people's sentences or start responding before they have completed a thought. Practice stopping at that exact moment. Let the silence sit. It is more powerful than anything you could have said. Here's what most people misunderstand about calm. They think calm means not feeling anything. It does not. The calmest people in the room feel everything. They feel the frustration. They feel the hurt. They feel the anger rising in their chest. The difference is they do not become those feelings in public. There is a gap between feeling something and expressing it. And the calmest Most powerful people have learned to live in that gap. Machiavelli wrote that a leader who lets his emotions govern his decisions will always be governed by whoever knows how to provoke those emotions. Your feelings are real. They are valid, but they are yours. They do not need to be performed for the room. When you feel the anger and choose not to show it, something shifts. The person who was trying to provoke you suddenly has no confirmation that it worked, and without that confirmation, their power over you dissolves. The key sign to watch for, after difficult interactions, you often feel regret about how much you visibly reacted. That regret is the gap between who you were in that moment and who you are capable of becoming. Someone accuses you of something. Someone questions your decision. Someone challenges you in front of others. What do most people do? They explain. Immediately. Frantically. They list reasons. They provide evidence. They go back and forth, trying to prove that they are right and the other person is wrong. And the more they explain, the more desperate they look. Machiavelli wrote in The Prince that a ruler who feels the need to justify every action signals that he is unsure of his own authority. And people read that signal instantly. Calm does not mean having no answer. Calm means choosing when and how to respond based on what serves you, not based on the pressure someone else is applying. When someone challenges you and you feel the urge to explain immediately, that urge is the pressure talking, not wisdom, not strategy, just the discomfort of being questioned. The calmest people in the room respond on their own timeline. Sometimes they say something brief and clear. Sometimes they say nothing at all, but they never perform their innocence under pressure, because they understand that a calm, unhurried response communicates more confidence than 100 defensive words ever could. The key sign to watch for: you say sorry before anyone has asked for an apology. You explain yourself before anyone has questioned you. Both of these are your nervous system, trying to preemptively protect you, and both of them give away more than you intended. This is the one most people are not ready to hear. The reason most people cannot stay calm under pressure is because they are terrified of what might happen if things go wrong. They are clinging to the relationship, to the outcome, to what other people think of them. And that clinging is exactly what makes them reactive. Because when you are afraid to lose something, anyone who threatens it has power over you. Machiavelli observed that the calmest, most dangerous leaders were the ones who had already made peace with the worst-case scenario. Not because they did not care, because they had decided in advance that they could survive it. When you have genuinely accepted that the relationship might end, that the person might leave, that people might think badly of you, something inside you settles, not into sadness, into clarity. Because now, you are not making decisions from fear. You are making them from choice. And the moment you operate from choice instead of fear, the entire dynamic around you changes. People sense it. They cannot manipulate someone who has nothing to protect. They cannot provoke someone who has already accepted the outcome they are threatening. Machiavelli wrote that the man who fears nothing cannot be controlled by anyone. That is not recklessness. That is the deepest form of calm there is. The key sign to watch for: you find yourself making decisions based on keeping the peace rather than what you actually want or need. That is fear driving, and it is the opposite of calm. Now you understand what calm actually is. It is not the absence of feeling. It is not pretending nothing bothers you. It is a set of practiced, deliberate choices that the most powerful people in any room have been making for a long time. Stop treating every uncomfortable moment as an emergency that demands an immediate reaction. Let people finish before you respond. The information you gain is worth more than the point you wanted to make. Feel your emotions without performing them publicly. Your internal experience is yours. Not everyone deserves access to it. Stop explaining yourself under pressure. A calm, unhurried response is worth 1,000 defensive words. Make peace with the worst outcome before it happens, because the person who has already accepted the loss cannot be threatened with it. Machiavelli did not write about calm because it was comfortable. He wrote about it because it was the foundation of every kind of power that actually lasts. Most people will spend their lives reacting to every comment, to every silence, to every small thing designed to test them. They will wonder why they always feel exhausted after difficult conversations. Why they always say more than they meant to. Why they always feel like they lost ground. Now you know why. And now you have a different way to walk into any room. We have more coming on power, psychology, and the quiet rules that decide how the world responds to you. You are not alone in wanting this, and you are closer to it than you think.